If you are indispensable, you are unpromotable. In our world, it means you can't scale. Your to-do list is not a measure of your worth. It's a measure of your inefficiency. If you are a service entrepreneur trapped by the hustle, you have been sold a lie. The hustle promises freedom, but delivers a prison. I know because I built a successful CPA firm working 16-hour days out of a pantry. I learned the hard way that grit gets you started, but systems will get you free. I'm Johnny Terra, and this is the Trust Engine Podcast. We're here to build a service business that scales like a machine and sells like a person. Let's get to work. Your phone just buzzed again, did it not? Another email, another fire to put out. You're driving between jobs and your mind is a spreadsheet with 1,000 open tabs. You're thinking about the proposal you need to send, the client who's late on their payment, and the new hire you need to train. And the fact that you're the only one who knows how to fix that one weird software glitch. You tell people you're busy. You might even be proud of it. Being slammed feels like a nickname for success. You're the heart of the operation, the engine, the indispensable core of the business you built with your own two hands. But let's be radical transparent here for a second. In the quiet of this truck or the treadmill, what does it really feel like? It feels like you're drowning. It feels like you get sick for a week, the whole company grinds to a halt. It feels like you can't take a vacation. Not one where you truly unplug, because you are the system. You are the bottleneck. And you have accepted a myth as an absolute truth. A truth that working 16 hours a day is a sign of your commitment. That being the hardest working person in your company is a badge of honor. Today, we're not just going to challenge that myth, we're going to prove it's the single biggest lie holding your business back from true scale and your life back from true freedom. To understand this, I have to go back to a place that has nothing to do with accounting and everything to do with running a business. I want to take you to a damp, concrete floor laundry room in Plainview, Texas. Picture this. It's 10:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. The air is thick with the smell of industrial strength bleach and the sweat from 24 basketball jerseys. The quiet was filled with the domestic symphony, the steady sloshing rhythm of the washer, and the deep hum of an old dryer. I was the captain of my college basketball team. That was my $1,000 an hour job. Leadership, strategy, setting the culture, calling the plays on the court. That was the highest value work I could do for the team. But at 10:30 p.m., after practice, after my classes, after studying, I was also the guy in the laundry room, washing the team's uniform to make a few extra bucks for groceries. That was my $10 an hour job. I can still feel the damp heat coming off the dryers and the ache in my back from hauling heavy, wet mesh bags. And I remember the internal monologue so clearly. It was a war between pride and necessity. Pride in being the leader, the captain, and the raw necessity of the hustle, of survival. I was doing what I had to be done. My teammates, the guys I was leading, were back in the dorms, resting, studying, recovering. They were focused on their high-value work. And I was in the basement, surrounded by soap and smelly laundry, doing the one job that anyone on campus could have done. That duality defined my early years. Grit was the only currency I had. And here's the trap that so many of us fall into. Because that grit got us started, We think it's the blueprint for how you operate forever. We start our businesses and we carry that same exact mindset into our companies. We become the team captain who insists on washing the laundry. Now, I need to address something here. Because your brain might be playing a clever trick on you, you might be hearing this and thinking, Johnny, what about servant leadership? A good leader is willing to get their hands dirty. You are absolutely right. But your brain is using that noble concept to disguise a fear of letting go. True servant leadership isn't it about personally doing every low-value task. It's about doing what's best for the team. Your greatest act of service as a leader is to focus on high-value work that only you can do. You serve your people more by navigating the company's future than by personally scheduling their meetings. You build a better future for your team by doing the visionary work, not the busy work. I didn't have that language for it back then, and the truth was right there in that laundry room, humming under the fluorescent lights. A truth that took me another decade in a pantry office to fully understand. You cannot lead the team if you are stuck in the laundry. Let me say that again. You cannot be the strategist, the visionary, the leader your business desperately needs you to be if you spend your days doing the $10 an hour work. And if you are the one sorting the socks, you cannot be the one looking at the horizon. That moment of realization is when the hustle myth shatters. Being the bottleneck is not a sign of your importance. It's a sign of your lack of systems. There's a saying in the corporate world that every entrepreneur needs to tattoo in their foreheads. If you are indispensable, you are unpromotable. In our world, it means you cannot scale. Your to-do list is not a measure of your worth. It is a measure of your inefficiency. Your identity has become so wrapped up in being the guy who does it all that you have forgotten what your real job is. To build a machine that does the work so you don't have to. And if you do not build the machine, you will be the machine forever. A machine cannot scale. It can only break down. So, how do we get you out of the laundry room? It starts with a process I call the elimination audit. It's the foundational system for reclaiming your time and forcing you to focus only on high-value work. It's built on a simple 3-step framework. Eliminate, automate, delegate. E.A.D. But before you can use the framework, you have to be brutally honest about where your time is actually going. You need to conduct a forensic time audit. For 1 week, or even just 1 day to start, track everything you do in your business. Every phone call, every email, every task. Write it down. In my CPA firm, we're obsessed about this. We track our time with 6 minutes increments. That's 1/10 of an hour. And we have to, because we sell time and knowledge, and every minute counts. Now, I understand that that's asking way too much from you, but I would not be asking you to do this if I had not done it myself at a much more detailed scale. So for you, just track the tasks. From there, I want you to categorize every single action into one of these 3 buckets: the $1,000 an hour work, the $100 an hour work, and the $10 an hour work. The $1,000 work is strategy, high-level sales, building key relationships, creating systems like this one. It's the work only you can do. It's being the captain of your basketball team. The $100 work is project management, execution of your core services and low-level sales. It's the work you love doing for your business and probably the reason why you started your business in the first place. It's being that point guard of your basketball team. And the $10 an hour work is everything else. Sending invoice reminders, scheduling appointments, fixing a typo on the website, uploading a social media post. That's you doing the laundry of your basketball team. Once you see in black and white that you're spending 80% of your day on the laundry, you are ready for the E.A.D framework. You go down your list of $10 an hour tasks and you ask 3 questions in order. Can I eliminate it? Can I automate it? Or can I delegate it? The first one, can I eliminate it? That is the most powerful and most overlooked step. We are addicted to tasks that feel productive but produce no value. Are you in a meeting that could have been an email? Are you creating reports that nobody reads? You have to be intentional here. The goal of a great business, it is not to do more work. It is to achieve more results with less work. Challenge every task. Does this actually make $1? If not, why are you doing it? Eliminate it. Then we move to the second question. Can I automate it? If a task cannot be eliminated, the next question is, can a machine do this for me? In today's world, the answer is almost yes. Client scheduling? Use a tool like Zoom Scheduler. Following up on proposals? Your CRM platform can do that. Sending invoice reminders? Your accounting software can do that. Every hour you spend on a repetitive, rules-based task is an hour you are stealing from your $1,000 hour work. Automate it. And then we move to the third one. Can I delegate it? This is the final and most terrifying step for an entrepreneur. We tell ourselves, it's just faster if I do it myself. Or, no one can do it as well as I can. This is a trap. It's the thinking that keeps you small forever in that pantry or in the laundry room. Let's do the math on that excuse. You spend 1 hour today training someone to do a task that takes you 10 minutes each week. In the short term, you have lost 50 minutes. But you are not thinking long term. That 1 hour investment buys you back 10 minutes every single week for the rest of your life. That's a brutal return on investment of delegation. It's an investment in your future's freedom, not an expense for today. If a task cannot be eliminated or automated, it must be delegated. The key to an effective delegation is creating what I call the Perfect Standard Operating Procedure, or SOP. It is not a dusty binder on a shelf. It's a living document. A simple screen recording of you doing the task, a checklist of the steps, and a clear definition of what a successful outcome looks like. The actual training itself follows a simple 3-step model. First, you do it and they watch you. Second, they do it and you watch them. And finally, they do it on their own. So, I do it, you watch. You do it, I watch, then you go do it. This is how you train someone to wash the laundry your way. This is how you build a system that protects your competence and buys back your time. Delegate it. Now, I need to pause here for a minute because I know exactly what your brain is trying to do right now. It's putting up a roadblock. It is sneaky, powerful defense mechanism I call the perfectionist trap. As you think about a task, say managing your inbox, your brain tells you, well, I can't delegate all of my emails. Some are too important. I can't automate every single response. I can't eliminate all the junk. And because you can't get to 100%, your brain concludes the only logical alternative is 0%. You do nothing. You stay stuck. But what happens with all the numbers in between 100% and 0%? What happened to 80% so you can manage the leftover 20%? This is a cognitive distortion. It is a lie your brain tells you to keep you in the comfort zone. The comfort zone of chaos and control. It disguises procrastination as high standards. Let's be transparent. The goal here is not 100% perfection. The goal here is 80% progress. If you can delegate 80% of your inbox, you just bought back hours of your life. If you can automate 80% of your scheduling, you have eliminated dozens of low-value decisions every week. An 80% solution that is implemented is infinitely more valuable than a 100% perfect plan that lives only in your head. That voice that demands 100%, it's the same voice that is keeping you in the laundry room until midnight. Your job as a leader is to tell that voice to shut up and go capture the 80% win. That, my friend, is how you get free. And when you commit to the elimination audit, something incredible happens. The chaos starts to recede. The constant buzz on your phone gets quieter. You stop thinking about the next fire and you start thinking about the next opportunity. You finally have the mental space to be the captain again, to work on your business, not just in your business. Freedom, it's not about sitting on the beach. It's about having control over your time and your attention. It is about choosing to spend your day on the $1,000 work that truly moves the needle and getting home for dinner with your family, mentally present and accounted for. That is the promise of systems. It's not about working less. It is about making the work you do matter more. So, here's my challenge to you this week. It's built on action over theory. I want you to perform a one-day forensic time audit, just 24 hours. And hey, and if you are the hustler I know you are, challenge yourself to do the whole week. From the moment you start working to the moment you stop, track everything you do. Then, at the end of the day, put a $10 mark, a $100 mark, or $1,000 mark value next to each task. The goal, it is not to judge yourself, it is to see the truth. I want you to find the laundry in your business. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's your first step to stop washing the laundry. That's your first step to getting free. Wow, we cover a lot today, guys. But remember, action over theory. Don't just listen, execute. Go build the machine so you don't have to be the machine. If you found value, the best way to support the Trust Engine podcast is to leave a rating and review on your platform. And if you know of another entrepreneur trapped in the hustle, share this episode with them. You can find the show notes and the systems we discuss here at trustenginepodcast.com. Hey, if you're still listening, you know you are washing the laundry. You are trapped in the hustle, doing work that feels productive but ultimately creates zero leverage. In this episode, we talked about the power of elimination. Before you try to automate or delegate a task, you must first ask, does this task even need to exist? Concepts do not change your business. Actions do. Action over theory. I created a tool called the Elimination Audit Worksheet. It's a simple, powerful system I use with my high-level coaching clients to identify unnecessary work and calculate exactly how much that inefficiency is costing you financially. It includes a framework called the Elimination Challenge Protocol that forces you to challenge the necessity of every task on your plate. If you want this worksheet, I want you to email me directly. Send me an email to hello@trustenginepodcast.com and put the word eliminate in the subject line. That's it. No landing page, just an email to hello@trustenginepodcast.com with the word eliminate in the subject line, and I'll send you the worksheet. This isn't just a lead magnet. It's proof of work. You take the action, and I will give you the tool. All right, now I'm really done. Go find the laundry.